So, hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm so excited about presenting or sharing this because I've seen for a long time how the Avasia instrument works with our consciousness. And people that have worked with me, I've said many times that this helps support us in the remembering process, which we find ourselves in. So there's going to be some basic, let's say, assumptions, if I want to use that word, because we're not going to speak to the science. We are speaking to the soul energy and moving along this ascension process. So that's kind of the lens I'm doing this from. If you want like more detailed technical body type things, there's lots of support, but we can do that outside of this experience. This is really, and everybody knows that I have named my device. It actually, I haven't. It told me her name was Emerald. So I have a relationship with my Avasia, as I know many of you do, because it knows, it is remembering how it can help us at this time. Sometimes we just have to get out of the way so that what it's remembering can be supportive to us. And so let's just energetically, I'll just kind of take our thinking brain and we're just going to kind of put it to the side right now. And we're going to put our hands on our heart and take a deep breath in. And let's exhale out any I need to know. And we're going to inhale, remembering, and let go of any uncertainty or doubt or thinking. One more time. Just going to connect deeply to our soul's energy. So, yay. So what Mara and I have recognized, and as the Avasia is talking to us, we are in a time, everybody knows, like no other. Everybody, I can assume, is aware that our physicality, our body is asking to upgrade in this energy, right? So our DNA is actually shifting, more, whatever. I don't even have the word for it, but we know it's moving. Okay, so let's just breathe into that. It's moving. And so we want to be a partner with our body and move with it and support it in that movement. So given what I know to be true and what's been shared in an intuitive level about this time, is that the body's letting go of the illusion as well. So let's breathe with that. So the body's also letting go of the illusion. Let's say back in the illusionary days, that our body really became our subconscious mind. And the situation was that we didn't know what we had put in there through sometimes eons of time, right? Because it was a soul bleed through. It was a soul remembering. So what we want to do with this tonight is we want to detox the body and the DNA. Really, that's what this is going to do. It's going to support us in detoxing the DNA so that the what do I want to say? Oh yeah, so the body can come along the soul's path. Does that make sense? So the body can come along the soul's path. So the soul has already remembered. It's moving, right? It's remembering. It's nudging our human self to let go of old. And now this is a time where our physicality, our body is really being required to move as well. So what we're going to do is really an energetic detoxifying the body. This is what's come in. So practical. We're going to be using our TENS pads. So what you want to have is your two-way splitter cord and have the TENS pads, the sticky pads. And this is all going to just occur on relax. It's not so much what setting to use, it's that this energy is going to enter the body in such a way that it's teaching the body the soul's way, to move energy, the soul's way to move through. Does that make sense? So we're really going to experience this Savasi as a teacher to the body. And so we're going to get the protocol set up, and then I'll be sharing more as we go. Okay. So this is all going to be from the thighs. We're going to start on the thighs and move down the legs. It's going to move the energy through the body, and we're going to end up on the soles of our feet. Okay. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to stand up and show you where we're going to place the pads. And I might have to hike up my leg here a little bit for you. I'll tip down my thing. So you're going to take one of the sticky pads. And again, my sense is, and you can do whatever's there. Remember, you can experience what I'm sharing, but then you always go with your knowing. But for me, it feels like I want to put the red one, the one that's doing the treating, supporting the energy to the body, on my left side. And that kind of makes sense because that's your receiving side. It's going to receive this energy. Okay. And you're going to place it just on the thigh, just a hair over. Does that make sense? You see my knee? So it's going to be about in this area. And I'm going to really encourage you to even close your eyes as you place it so you can start to feel it. Feel where the body is guiding you to place it. Okay. And then the second one is going to go on the opposite leg, the right side. And again, just on the same side on the thigh, on the opposite side. Okay, so that's how you're going to set this up. And then, of course, we all know how to plug in our two-way cord. Now, if you don't know, it is helpful to have your instrument off when you pull out and plug in an accessory, okay? Because to me, the instrument doesn't get confused. That's how come I feel like it's helpful. Okay. I'm sure there's a scientific or technical reason, but basically I turn it off and remove it, or turn it off and plug it in case anybody had theirs on. So you're just going to turn on your device. How many people have names for their devices? I'm just curious. Sue? Okay. If you haven't, how many people would like to have a name and like to start relating to it as more of a helper? It's like a roommate, okay? So what you could do, let's do this. Play along if you feel. If you don't, you can let this go. But put your hand on your heart. Close your eyes. We're going to take a breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And just a couple breaths. And intuitively just ask, what's your name? What would you like to be called? And just catch that first impulse you get. And Lawrence is coming, so she can connect with it already. There you go. I felt everybody did everybody get something? And I mean, and again, if it's not something you like, you want to go through those feelings. Well, I don't like that name, but it knows itself. And see, that's how we let go as a human. We just keep letting go. We allow ourselves and everyone and everything around us to show us this remembering journey. Okay, so I speak because everything to me is consciousness and everything has its own. And so it's almost like it becomes this magical land where you get to commune with things on that level. And then you start to really open up your intuition and things start coming in too really powerfully. So now everybody's got a name. So that's nice. So, I love to connect with my device and just, really however you want to honor it and say thank you. For me, I said, thank you, Emerald, and because everything's energy and everything's connected. And the more we commune at a conscious level, the more your instrument is going to I see it like a little kid. It wants to please you. It's like, oh, Mikey, she likes us, like it wants to help you. And so it's kind of like you have a roommate. And how cohesive is your living experience if you just kind of don't really communicate? You just kind of exist side by side. It's not the same experience versus saying, wow, how was your day? Yeah, well, what did you enjoy about it? What maybe didn't feel so good? And you start communing. And that's how I see my computer, my car, everything. I commune with it because everything is connected. Okay, so everybody's got their device on, and you're going to increase the intensity till you can just kind of feel that vibration, right, going in. Now, you might have to take it up a little bit to feel it, and then it might come in stronger. Then you can pause it down. Remember, this is all about, the intensity is all about comfort. And more is just more sometimes. It doesn't mean better. It just means that you want to tune in and go, oh yeah, that feels good. Now, I never look at the numbers. I don't pay attention. I mean, for me, how I use it, I don't pay attention to the intensity. I don't really care because my hand knows. My hand, if I get out of the way, my human that wants to have control, I just go until it feels. And then I'm like, oh, apparently it's here. So you want to be with yourself in that way, because more and more and more, this is all about just letting go. Okay. And this is just, it's kind of a step in that direction. Okay. So everybody's got the detox. Let's all take a drink. Let's move some water because the energy is starting to move. So if we look at our thighs, they're the upper part of our legs, and our legs help us move, right? So we're starting here so that we're signaling to like our whole self. Now, when I say our whole self, I mean all parts of me, right? Way beyond just this Julie personality, but my soul, my essence, my emotional body, all those things, plus my physical body. So I like to say self, because in using that verbiage, I'm allowing all of me to be here. Does that make sense? So I'm going to invite everybody to just close your eyes and take a breath, and then just kind of notice what you notice, what you are experiencing. And if anybody wants to share, I'm just going to unmute the group, and you can unmute. You can share if you want to share the experience. So for me, what I'm starting to experience is right away, it's like it blew a whistle almost and told the body, hey, we're going to move. Everybody pay attention. And that's how I'm experiencing energy. And it's starting to like move through my whole being because we are a complete circuit. So in using the Avazia in more of a conscious way, the Avazia is coming in and, like I said before, is teaching the body. Okay, so how I'm experiencing is, let's say we have a muscle or something that is out of alignment. And people experience that sometimes through pain or whatever, or discomfort. The body's talking to us. So what happens is the Avazia is coming in now and saying, maybe the body was running the energy this way. And the Avazia is saying, no, this way. And then it goes, what? Yeah, this way. Oh, this way, the body says. And then it starts to come along. And as the energy is run, it's almost like I see a new groove, a new remembering groove gets put into place. And then the body goes like, oh yeah, this way. And then it has it. Does that make sense? Anybody want to share what they're experiencing? Oh, okay, it's all good. We're gonna say some we're gonna say something too as we're doing this, because what I know to be true is your body is attuned, it's programmed to listen to your voice, your vibration the most. Does that make sense? So my soul loves to show me little animations. Okay, so I kind of see it like, you know how you put a cup up into a wall when you're a kid and then you're supposed to be able to hear through the wall. So it's kind of like that's what I see, that the body is listening for direction from us, and we must be aware and use our voice. Our out loud is best to have the body pay attention. And so it's almost like where we're at with this DNA shift and stuff. If you speak to the body's like, oh yeah, what did you say? It's really paying attention now. Okay. Whereas before it might have been like, I don't know if I want to do this. But moving is not an option here. We have to keep moving in all ways. So, what I'm going to invite you to say, and you can say it as many times as there, is you're going to just breathe, go into yourself and say, my soul is letting go. And then take a breath. My soul is letting go. My soul is letting go. And then just kind of notice what you notice. There. I could feel the group shift. Now, what's great when we come together as a collective here, as a group, it's like we all support each other because everything's connected. So as whatever, if your body maybe had a little resistance, it's like, wow, everybody, okay. And it might just come along, you know? So I could experience as a whole, as a group, as a whole, everybody went, their bodies went, and that's how I experienced it. It was like, I felt that shift that we all did. So, okay. This doesn't have to take, quote unquote, a lot of time. Let's have another drink of water though. And just keep things moving. One of the things you can do is hold your water and just thank it. And, you know, ask it to work with you, your Vazia, all parts of self, to come more fully in alignment with the truth. And, you know, I just experienced water and went, ooh. So now you have that inside the water as you drink it. So now the soul is really showing the body where the soul is going. If our soul has woken up, right? And it's like it's got its eye on the prize. And the eye on the prize is, wow, we all get to go home. We all get to go home. So, you know, I mean, we all get to go home. There's no place like home, right? So the soul is motivated, if you will, to keep moving towards that ultimate eye on the prize. And the body, we are to ascend with this physical vehicle as the soul inhibits it. So we're gonna let the body keep releasing the illusion. And if I could sum up this protocol, that's what this is doing. This is supporting the body in letting go of the illusion on all these levels. The energetic illusion too, that has been held in our DNA, in the soul, in the body, in our human brain. So it works on all these levels, you know, in your life. So now we're going to move it to the next place. And I'm going to invite you to turn it off because you might, has anybody moved their pads with it on? You go, whoa. It can be a little startling to body. So we're going to take the pads and we're going to move down the leg. Okay. So the next place we're going to put it, and again, I'll tip my computer here. We're going to put it right below the kneecap there, just slightly off to the side on the outside. Okay, can everybody see that? Right there. And then you're going to do the other side on the other leg. And just, you know, just start to really tune in to how the body will start to guide you where the sweet spot is, if you will. Okay, so just trust trust your body that it knows. And if you notice any resistance, like, oh my gosh, am I doing this right or whatever, I just give that part of me a voice as well. I'll say, well, thank you for your concern, but we got this. And just giving it a voice helps that part of you that wants the control to relax. Okay, so again, you're going to turn back on your Vazia. Push the intensity. And then when you start to feel that sweet spot, we're just going to let it go. Now, what I noticed on the last spot is it was more intense. I could feel it more, but then I feel like I felt it more because there was probably some blockage, some resistance in the body. And then once it got into that new pathway, I didn't perceive it as much. So that's my experience. So What we're gonna do now is we're gonna say, my soul is letting go. We're gonna say that part again, but now we're gonna add another piece, okay? My soul is letting go. That's my soul slash soul path. So both ways, SOLE and SOUL. So my soul is letting go. That's my soul path. And then we're just going to breathe. Notice how the body responds to that consciousness. And I just felt a big whoosh, a big letting go that happened for me. I'm just going to breathe. And again, I'm going to encourage people to continue to drink water as we move through this, because the water, the energy of water is working on many, many levels. Thank you, water. So this powerful time that we're in is really asking of us to move. We really require to move. It's not an option not to move and stay here. So, but that's on all levels, on a soul level, on an emotional level, on a physical level. We've got to keep moving. And so if we know that, we want to notice if we have some resistance and we're not. Well, how do we know that? Again, your body is your telemeter. It loves to tell on you. You will notice because you're not present. You might be thinking a thought of the past or planning ahead in the future. And more and more and more, we're just noticing. Oh yeah, poof, come back to center, take a breath. Bring all of you here in this now. And then the how is very obvious. So this, what we're sharing here is something I'm going to invite you to do on a regular basis. This isn't just a one and done. This is something, this is a way you can support the body. Now you remembered, because the Avazia called you, you know, you resonated with it somehow, some way. And so it's here for such a time as now to really help the body move and continue to let go and lighten up. And that's what we have to do. A lot of us have been working with our consciousness, with our emotional traumas of the past and things like that. So our consciousness is going faster, right? But now it's like the body has to come along. And that's the space we're in. And that's how come I feel that this is coming through right now, is because this is a way having your Avasia can support this expansion of consciousness and letting the whole of you feel cohesive once again, working as a whole unit, not all this discombobulated energy. And so doing this on a regular basis, whatever that means to you, is going to be very, very supportive. Okay. And my sense is it won't take as long. You know, the first time you're getting those pathways, that remembering going with the body. And I feel like as you move along, it maybe won't take as much. because you're letting go of the illusion. You're letting go of resistance. You're letting go of all those different things as you're doing this protocol. So it makes sense. It can get faster, quicker, smoother, easier. Okay. So let's just breathe. And I've noticed mine is settled down again. Has everybody's kind of minimized a little bit? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do the next one. There's 4 steps here we're doing. So we're going to take the pads and we're going to move them down the leg, because this is literally pulling all the toxins and bringing them down and out through the feet. So the next one, which will be interesting here, I'll keep putting my computer down as far as it'll go. We're going to go move it to the ankle. Okay, so I'm going to come up and I'll lift my leg here. Thank goodness I'm a little flexible. Okay, right there. Again, just slightly off to the side. And then adjust the other one on the right side as well. And you're once again going to turn on your instrument. Increase the intensity till what you feel. And like I said, if you want to look at the numbers, that's fine too. To me, that isn't helpful because it just puts me in my thinking brain. So I just allow hand. But what I did notice is I had to hold down the intensity button a little longer than I did below the knee. Now, that's just something I noticed. I'm not going to make it mean anything. It's just something I'm observing about my process here. So part of what you want to do is be aware, like, oh, because then maybe the next time I do it, maybe it'll just be smoother. Maybe it won't be such a discrepancy. Okay. So if the ankle kind of represents our essence, let's breathe with that. And then of course the bottom of the foot is your what? Soul. They've already given us the clues, the sole of your foot, right? So that's soul energy. It makes sense that the ankle and the soul really want to work as one. I mean, all of this, but it's pulling down and out and through all these illusionary toxins through the essence into the soul, and the soul can let it go. Okay, so let's go back to our what we want to say again. And we're going to say, my soul is letting go. That's my soul path right now. So we're going to add right now on this one. Okay, my soul is letting go. That's my soul path right now. And then take a breath. Let body experience that direction. And repeat it until you feel like it kind of locks in. So my soul is letting go. That's my soul path right now. And for me personally, when I added the right now, I could really feel things ground, like the energy really got accepted through my body. That's true. I'm going to say it one more time. My soul is letting go. That's my soul path right now. Woo! I felt that feeling where us as a group moved. So nice, everybody. And sometimes it's nice to just kind of pat your shoulder and say, good job. Good job. Body likes encouragement too. So let's just breathe, take a drink. And you could use green tea as a beverage, or any, apple cider vinegar. If you aren't part of our forecast, there is a detox concoction, I call it, that came in. And it's essentially taking, if you want to write this down, apple cider vinegar, turmeric, and just a splash of ginger ale, bold. You want the bold, because remember, we're working with codes here and what is remembered in our DNA. So it's just a splash, it's not a lot, but that's a great soul detox too. That is supporting the shifting of the body. So you got a couple options there, or anything else you might feel or sense that would be helpful. How many people can start to experience their energy starting to run different in their body? Are you noticing? For me, my soul's like, do me. It's excited. It wants to go. It wants to complete this process. So we're going to just keep this moving. Again, we're just going to turn off our instrument. And thank you, Emerald. I like to say thank you in between. And this time, we're just going to put the pads directly on the sole of our foot. So everybody knows where that is. So just put it where you feel. And I love to close my eyes because then it really tunes out my thinking brain. And my knowing is very loud. Ooh. And once again, you're going to turn on the instrument and increase the intensity. And for me, I can literally feel it up in my head right now. The energy is moving all the way through. I can feel this tingling happening. So whatever's there, you just notice what you notice. There is no right, there is no wrong way. It's just about moving the energy, okay? Now, as long as head spoke, that's very nice, because there's something else I want to bring forth here, and that's working with the occiput. And it doesn't like occipital. It always says occiput. So that's what I'm going to call it. Of the brain in the back of the head. And all it is that it's this part where it kind of curves. It's right here. And periodically, just take a breath, and you're just going to use your fingers and do a light massage and breathe. With all the reorientation of the brain and the new neoneuron pathways that's happening, because the brain is now taking its signals from the soul's energy, not the mind. Sometimes it's fun to imagine or see or experience that you have fingers of light. Imagine your fingers are light, and then massage all the way through. Let those fingers massage all the way through. And breathe. And you can move a lot of energy. If you ever experience, or if you're a body worker, or you work with people, a lot of people are getting caught in their head, and then they start to have like headaches or like tension in the neck and shoulders. Just say, hey, why don't you just massage your head a little bit and breathe. And a lot of times that will go away. It will dissipate for people, because our autonomic nervous system of our body is completely being rewired. And it comes in through the crown, right? And has to work its way through the brain and come down the spine, and then go out and down into the feet. So that's just another little thing you can do periodically to help keep the energy moving. keep it moving, even if you don't have your device on. Now, you could work with your Y bar on being shown, and you could just actually take it and just bring it up from the bottom until you hit that rounded part, and just breathe. And just, I like to just ever so gently, it's almost like, I suppose, cranial sacral, but you're just kind of massaging. And I do it counterclockwise, because when I work with, I'm actually unwinding the body, if you will. You're unwinding the stuckness out of the tissue. There, I felt that. So that's just another way you can support your body and moving from head to toe. So now we've got the pads on our feet. We're going to say that whole thing again, because we want to give the body direction. So we're going to say, my soul is letting go. That's my soul path right now. My soul is letting go. That's my soul path right now. My soul is letting go. That's my soul path right now. And then we're just going to breathe. Go ahead and take a drink. And notice as you're drinking water or whatever you're having, notice if the body isn't even taking that now and moving it differently. Now, in all fairness, I've done this already one time. So this is my body's second time through this. So, but it's a wonderful self-discovery process. And it's also a wonderful expansion of body awareness process and body energy awareness. Because the more we can tune in to what's our energy, our body's energy, and how it's communicating with us, the easier it gets to navigate the external. Okay, so I'm going to open this up, and we're going to seal this apparently. So we're just gonna hold this for another 30 seconds or so. So this is where the hands want to go. Do it if you feel. Take a breath in. And we're just gonna experience this light and let it wash through you, coming in through the crown, down the spine, expanding with the solar plexus, turning up that solar power, coming down through the legs and solidifying these new pathways all the way through the soles of your feet. It's almost like a light rinse, literally a liquid light rinse. And then just feel your feet firmly on the ground. We're going to turn off our Vasia. Let's thank it. Thank you, Emerald. I appreciate it for supporting and helping. And now we're just going to anchor in that light wash. So it's almost like you're just rinsing yourself clean. rinsing yourself of illusions residue, and let it go out down through the soles of the feet, down and out. And this is just here. I let this go down and out because I'm going up. I allow this to go down and out because I am going up. I allow this to go down and out, for I am going up. And breathe. Let's all come back. You can unmute yourself, and I kind of want to hear about everybody's experience. But before I do that, Lauren, would you mind sharing that Strong Enough to Fly link, YouTube link in the chat?
Okay.
Because that video, I think it's 1 minute and 20 seconds. It's a new video Mara brought in that she, as a gift from the universe on the solstice, for such a time as now. And it's got these wonderful pictures and whatnot. And watching that a few times, I would do at least 3. I always say 1 for the human, 1 for the soul, and 1 to lock in. It essentially lock in. Is really going to support your soul's energy, your body's energy, your whole self's energy, and remembering. And it's just a fun way to do it. All right. So who wants to share? Anyone? Sue, I'm going to call on you.
Well, to be honest, I didn't have the materials, so I couldn't do it with you.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have the right pants on. I mean, the right clothing on. So I'm just basically going to have to go back and do it.
Okay, so, perfect. But the video's here.
Yeah. So I took notes and I have it all here.
Beautiful.
Yeah, but it looks amazing.
What did you notice, like just within the group, the cohesiveness of the group? Did you experience anything as people were doing it?
I really can't speak to it. It doesn't feel like
Okay.
Do that right at this time, at this minute. Being that I wasn't actually participating, I don't know that may have, been part of it, but.
Okay.
But I love the process of it. It's wonderful.
Great. Great.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Who else wants to share? Trudy, why don't you share?
I loved it. I really loved it. I've done a version of this, but I like what came through. And I experienced my body completely differently. And I have since this weekend when you shared something with me, I was totally unaware of that whole experience. But even given that bit of stuff that I got on the weekend, I feel completely different. And it was really, I responded very quickly. The sensations I experienced were very quick and dynamic. And I could also feel when everybody in the group came into alignment and cohesion.
Yeah, that was powerful.
That was really way more pronounced than I've experienced before.
Yeah, I agree. So awesome. Thank you, Trudy, for sharing. Linda, did you want to share anything? Oh, you got your mic's off.
There.
There
okay.
You go.
No, I was pushing the wrong button. Well, immediately I felt the energy start in my head and coming down through my feet, especially my feet. I could feel it flowing through And then when we moved the pads to the knee area, I felt the left side of my brain. I don't know if that was just, what is the left side, the right side? Okay, whatever.
Yeah, well, it used to be a crisscross, right?
Right. Okay, well, whatever. I could feel it buzzing here, but not really buzzing there. And then, but still flowing through. And then, yes, I did feel for a brief moment the cohesiveness of the group. And it was like, wow, we're all tracking together here. That was amazing. I really love when that kind of thing happens because it's just reaffirming that we are all one and that when we can connect, when we can let go and let it flow, that all kinds of things, good things happen. So I really like that. And then of course, with the pads on the soles of my feet, that was more the most energy flowing. I felt like then now it was clearing from the head down. So hey, I feel terrific. I think.
Awesome, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Mhm.
How about Sally? Can you unmute yourself and share? There you go.
Well, I also didn't have the equipment. I have my Avasia, but I don't even know if I own the
Oh,
split.
the pads, because you have the facial. So,
Yes.
but that's okay. We'll get you some.
Well, I used the Avasia in my hand,
That works too.
so
Works too.
I did what I could.
That's right. And it's perfect because you're just, remember, we're just giving the body a nudge. It's almost like I see dominoes, you know, where you go this way and it says this way, yeah, this way, and then it just kind of like it goes into place. So, what did you notice overall, though? Did you experience anything?
You know, I was too busy trying to move it from one side to the other and move my hand, keep up. So I can't say I was focused on what I was feeling. I was just glad to be thinking I was part of it.
Beautiful. Well, and we're so happy you joined us. That's great. And know that this will be a replay. I'll have it on a YouTube. You can click on it as much as you want. So you know, you got whatever was to get tonight.
Right.
So, thank you. Thank you. Patty, welcome. Why don't you share?
Oh, that was amazing, Julie. I have always kind of felt like that energy that when I'm letting go goes out my feet and just, you know, solidified that. As you described, feeling it in your head, you know, all the way from the body, all the way up. I'm almost there. I think I kind of got some stuff stuck here and I loosened up as we were going through. Overall, I feel lighter and that rinse, that was awesome. So
Nice.
yeah, thank
Good.
you.
Oh, you're welcome. And thank you for joining us. Awesome to see you. Celeste, do you want to share?
Yeah, I did feel the energy moving. I had to crank up the device pretty high though to feel anything. And like the other lady said, I was so concentrating on doing that I wasn't paying attention to our cohesion or or the
Yeah,
other stuff.
it happens. But like I said, Celeste, now you have a map, if you will, and you can play with this however this wants to look for you.
Okay.
But it's another way you can take this and move it to the next. So, and I just want to give, you know, hats off to Celeste. I want to do a shout out here for her, a soul shout out, because I met her in the Villages way back in 2018, I think, and you got your device. And again, she remembered it, you know, she just remembered it. And so that's exciting for me. So glad you could join us.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Who else? We have Lauren yet to hear from. Is she still here?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay.
And my device is on the way, so I connected with it quantumly, I guess.
Nice.
And I did, when you guys were putting them on the soles of your feet, I could feel it on the soles of my feet, so that was cool.
Oh, that is
And
cool.
the golden rinsing. I felt that. Yeah, and I kind of wrote down the steps so we have it and I can share it with everybody.
Thank you. So Lauren is so great. She's, if you don't know, she's supporting us in this process and doing a lot of the particle work. So yeah, she'll type it all out for you and then you'll have it something in written form too. Yay. Thank you.
Hey.
Thank you. So, and thanks to everybody who showed up. And remember, by you showing up, you helped support the foundation of this energetic foundation. And it's just going to build and grow from here. So I feel I'll be doing this a couple times a month to help us continually move with the energies and how they're speaking with them to us as Mara and I are remembering, and what is being called forth for just to have things move with grace and ease. And isn't that what we all want?
Mm-hmm.
So thank you. Heart hugs to each and every one of you. And like I said, you'll be getting a replay of this. So bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.